Futures and options on futures trading involve substantial risk and is not a suitable investment for all types of investors. Past results are not necessarily indicative of future results. When I use the word I in this video, it refers to what I teach in my charting course or what I author in my twice daily oral and written updates. Prices shown on charts and quote boards are in real time and take into account all known activity up to this point in time. And if you'd like to read more of this disclaimer, simply hit the pause key on your video player. Good morning. Ira Epstein of Lynn & Associates with your morning flash update for this Tuesday, and this is the 6th of June, 2017, 9:15 a.m. Central Daylight Time. Okay, what's that I hear in the background? It's elephant steps everywhere, and that's going to be all over these markets right now. Forget today's economic data and tomorrow's. This is all about Thursday now in the financial arena. What do I mean by that? You got the UK election, which is, some polls have it still, Miss May, 11% or so lead, others 1%. Which one is right? We then get over to Mario Draghi. He's going to do both the monetary policy meeting where the markets end up knowing what the ECB is going to do with monetary rates, and then his press conference where you know he's going to be pressed about the question of are they in the Eurozone thinking inflation is grabbing hold or not? Are they going to talk about tapering? And he's been saying no. As much pressure as the Germans keep putting on him, no, that is not what he's doing. Then our own elephant in the room is ex-FBI Director Comey. What does he say? How do the markets react to it? Is there going to be a bombshell here, or is it just more of what we've heard? How do you play all that? Well, that's why the volatility in the stock indices is a little bit. You're seeing the gold market getting a solid bid, and Bitcoin went to all new highs today. I'm not saying that has anything to do with it, but it's roaring as you go. What market is getting a solid bid is the Japanese yen. Traditionally, you run to that safe haven. If I step here and you look at the bonds and notes, you do realize some of these yields are the lowest of the year. That's going into next week's. Try to imagine this. You're looking at this in the mortgage markets and others, and yet the FOMC is saying they're going to raise rates, and it still looks like they're going to do so in June, yet the cash markets are saying, so what? Rates aren't going anywhere very long. Then, of course, we're dealing with the nightmare that we're seeing as the OPEC event, as I like to call it. For them, it's not the U.S.'s nightmare, it's theirs. Oil prices are high enough to keep U.S. oil going at this point. When we saw Egypt, Saudi Arabia, a set of countries, including, I understand now, Yemen and some other areas, now breaking away from Qatar, that gets really interesting because the question is, what does that mean for the OPEC deal? Does that break because Qatar breaks away and doesn't do anything with it? At the same time, Qatar is saying to the U.S., yes, keep your air bases here. Yes, you can fight ISIS from us, blah, blah, blah. It is confusing, and the question is, can that be resolved? In the grain markets, it's a weather market at this time of the year, and/or have we seen what we call those spring lows, and now the market comes up a bit from there. Crop-wise, we're going to see that the rest of this week in the U.S. is moderate temperatures, and then it gets hot in the center of the country for the weekend, right on through the East Coast. We're going to be 90s through Monday in Chicago, at least, and that remember, that comes to us from further west, so that's going to be coming in. And then that goes out east, and that's giving your bid today to the nat gas. We're still seeing selling pressure in the cotton market and the sugar market, no real changes there. The day's event today, well, it's Eurostat. They released data showing retail sales were pretty much in line with what they want. They rose 0.1%, a little bit below the 0.2 gain, but still a rise. Retail sales up 2.5%. They had forecast 2.3%, and these are April numbers, by the way. Australia's central bank, no change in their monetary policy, kept it for the 10th consecutive month. China's central bank stepped in to their medium-term facility and injected a lot of yuan today, about 73.3 billion into market to maintain liquidity that's needed. And more fallout from the Paris Climate Accord, where David Rank, a 27-year veteran of the U.S. State Department, has said he has to break away, cannot stay in his position because he disagrees with the accord that was broken by the U.S. So, interesting points. What do you do with it all? My guess is the pros are not going to do an awful lot in new positioning until they get through or into at least Thursday's ECB numbers, the election, that's going to be all important for European trading. And do we see a bombshell come at us in another way from, obviously, the Mr. Comey's testimony on Thursday? This is a great time for your charts of the day. Why? If you think about grains, they went down. Now they're starting to come alive. Do they pop to the upside, or is this a false move? Look at the gold market. Look at how it's starting to move out to the upside. Okay, what's the price count saying? Where might that be carried? Well, that's what we do. Think of swing lines, which you watch in my afternoon shows. I always talk about them. And Fibonacci, getting married with our own little formulas in there. You won't get this anywhere else, by the way. Giving you an idea if a market breaks, where might it be headed? If it takes off to the upside, what are the counts there? You call us. You're going to get PDFs, video on how to do it. And if you want the charting software to do it yourself, we make that available. You'll get the free subscription at this point for our chart of the day. And by the way, folks, that'll all end soon. So if you haven't taken advantage of it, I recommend that you do. We have so much demand for this product that we're going to not be continuing it forever for free. And you can get this also by clicking up here. If you're watching me on YouTube, click that icon. You'll see our form, or under us. It says, very simply, click here for Ira's free offers on a number of websites. We'll be more than happy to put that in your hands. I'm Ira Epstein. You have yourself a great day, and I'll see you later this afternoon in my other videos.